there was like a baby cootie bedroom that Jarrell was in, and there was like a big cootie bedroom that we were in. And so we were acting either with a doll or with a tennis ball or with a dot. And Jarrell was playing with these dolls that were built just like they looked exactly like us, which was crazy.
I'm very excited to talk about this show. I'm a big Boots Riley fan, and this just continues his amazing streak on the screen. And so I'll start with Olivia and then Cara. When you first got these scripts, what was the first thing that really stood out to you that made you want to be a part of this project?
I think Boots Riley's name and like the premise of it being a 13-foot Black man in Oakland. You know, how many times do you really read that in any script anywhere? So I think like, anywhere. And then the combination of you knowing that Boots creates these really rich, full, complex universes. So I think the ability to be a part of that, you don't really question it. You just put yourself on tape and hope that they pick you.
Yeah, I second everything Olivia said, just as if I said it, because that
as if it were,
because that's absolutely accurate as well.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of this big universe and this really interesting premise, I mean, I'm curious how it was all put together on set. You know, obviously Jarrell isn't 13 feet tall, but I'm curious, you know, how you went about, you know, sort of getting in the mindset of having to look up to someone that tall. Was it all forced perspective? Was it looking at a tennis ball on a stick? What was kind of the process for you both?
What you just said was exactly the way it went down. I mean, the incredible creatives that are a part of this show built a whole half scale sized situation for Jarrell and built like an oversized scale situation for us to play in Cootie's bedroom. So there was like a baby Cootie bedroom that Jarrell was in, and there was like a big Cootie bedroom that we were in. And so we were acting either with a doll or with a tennis ball or with a dot. And Jarrell was playing with these dolls that were built just like they looked exactly like us, which was crazy. Like literally down to like tattoos and everything, and like flesh molds and all the things, right? Mm-hmm. And so how was it? It was like I was a kid again. It was like I was just, you know, sparking my inner child and imagination when acting. I mean, Jarrell was either away or behind the doll or, you know, in the vicinity, or we were on earpieces connecting that way. So it was all just...
And it became more than just Jarrell as well. It was like the puppeteers, like Reed and Garth and like all of this, like really like muscular physical activity, strenuous work of moving around this 13-foot doll. So I think it was very, very unlike anything that I could have ever perceived it to be. You know, when you're on set, you don't think you're going to be sitting on a giant couch made out of a bunch of different couches, but I'm like, it makes so much sense. Yeah, it was great. It was so cool.
So even with Jarrell sort of being there, you know, helping read out his lines through an earpiece or whatnot, I mean, did you have the opportunity to really find that same dynamic that your characters had with him? Because obviously both of your characters are really vital to his own story as well as to your own stories.
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely did. And that really just speaks to like the amazing artistry of Jarrell, right? Like to not be able to be face to face, to create some of these really intimate moments that we both have with him. And I think that was, you know, in large part to Boots creating this environment for all of us, me including Kara and Brett and Elias and Jarrell, like to be in this kind of this, dare I say, summer camp of artistry, like, you know, just hanging out, making music, swimming in the pool, like going out to dinner. He would host us at his house, play us music. We would watch YouTube videos. Like it just, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't like, let's create this dynamic. It was a dynamic that he had curated before we even knew of each other. So it's just insanely talented human beings to be able to connect to something that wasn't there, but make it feel like it was.
Well, I'm really glad that you were all allotted that opportunity, because I think the sincerity and the genuineness of it comes across well on screen. And I hope you get to explore it more in the future. I think there's a lot more room to go with a season 2 down the line. So thank you both so much for taking the time to chat. I greatly appreciate it. I'm getting the rap signal, so I'm unfortunately going to have to let you go.
All right, well, thank you.
Nice talking with you, Grant.
Have a good rest of your weeks.